Oh, and welcome in on a Monday. Ready to roll. Whoa, buddy, we're going to start with big opinions only, people. Rico, welcome. How are you? You look refreshed.
Well, Michael,
What?
pretty good, man. Interesting. I enjoyed the thing you did with Boomer. That was a fun episode.
Oh, thank you. But
Like you, I support my partner.
That's horrifying, as I do subscribe to the 5-star zone. I want to start with college football, and I'm going to offer you a take. I'm going to offer you a take about Michigan football, and I really don't know what the response will be. I mean, I know from Kenny what it'll be, but that's Kenny. But, this is where I'm at. I think over my 18-plus years, I laugh when people are like, Sparty Radio. It's like, really? For most of that time, you've been ass. I can't help that. And for a lot of that time, my school's been good. I also can't help that. But when you're good, I give you your flowers. Like last year, and you didn't believe in your own team, and I told you you're beating OSU. So I'm going to put you on Main Street. Following your demolition of Penn State, here's what I'm coming to the table with. The national champion in college football will come from the Big Ten. The national champion is going to be either Ohio State or Michigan. I say that with no smarm, no sarcasm, no BS. Now, I'm going to give you reasons. We're going to have a conversation. You can make fun of it. I will debate it. We can do whatever you like. But you don't fake 416 yards of rushing. You don't fake it. You don't fake what this team is doing. And I told you I needed to see you play Penn State. And again, not like Penn State is this crucible of truth. It's not like you went to Georgia. But you don't demolish someone and demoralize someone the way they did if you're not legit. And I've said to you guys for a while, this is a chaos year in college football. Bama's not Bama. I said that before they lost to Tennessee. Georgia, Kenny damn near had a nervous breakdown. I don't know if Georgia is Georgia. I know they're good, but how good? Not ready to buy into Tennessee, sorry. And Clemson, take it easy. Here's the point. No one said winning a national title will be easy. What I'm telling you is this is the Big Ten's best opportunity, and this might be, as a Michigan fan, this might be your best team. So I don't know if you're beating OSU or vice versa. But I think the winner of your game at the end of this year is going to win the national championship. And I want to know where you're at with your team. Because, look, I can think James Franklin is a con artist and a bad guy and a fraud. It has nothing to do with it. See, that, you know what it is, Rico? That was the anatomy of a game. Because that score, the game wasn't even that close.
No, halftime was ridiculous.
Right.
Michigan's up 1, and you're like, well,
Penn State got 2 fluke plays.
Right.
Michigan
it
should have
been that
beaten them
close.
50-0.
The interception was like, why is this guy running? Wait, did he catch that out midair? Yeah, he did.
It was like a jugs machine.
Right, because you know how sometimes you get
I'm gone.
After the play is over, the guy picks it up and acts like, wait, he's still running. And and the Clifford play, once it was a great play, great fake, because I'm like, where is he going?
Right. The truth
he
is,
has the ball. But Mike, it was the total domination that we talked about last week. You go out there and that was it.
You know what it was? It was Georgia last year.
It was
that was primarily a 50-0 win.
Yeah.
Period.
Was, okay, Penn State had the number 5 rushing defense. Hold my beer. Watch this. Michigan rushed for more yards in that game than Penn State gave up the entire season.
416 to 398.
So it was so good that Blake Corum wasn't your leading rusher. That's how good it was.
Boy, did Donovan Edwards look good on that one play, on that 65-yarder. That cut, he left that dude's nutsack at the 35. Gone. I hope the equipment manager grabbed that thing. They got to sew that puppy back on. That was tough, man.
I told David, I think he's going to be special. I really do.
Listen, I just want to
Wait, but I'm not allowed to say nice things. I'm sorry.
No.
He's okay, David.
Sparty.
He's just okay.
I want to hear
His
from
best
Michigan
days
fans.
was at West Bloomfield.
248-539-9797. I think the national champion's coming from the Big Ten. I think it's you or Ohio State. And if you ask me, okay, well, what's your top 5 right now? Yes, Ohio State would be number 1. You'd be number 2. Georgia would be number 3. Tennessee would be number 4. Clemson would be number 5. Alabama would not play a role in it. I don't think Alabama's good. I've said it for weeks.
So why not give Tennessee some love here? Because I've often said to beat the man, you got to beat the man.
It's fair, but I don't think Alabama's the man. Show me a win over Georgia, you got something.
Mike, Alabama's always the man.
They're not.
They are. They're old school Mike Tyson.
I'm not going to go Feinbaum radio here. Their O-line can't pass pro, and their secondary is morbid.
No, man, it's bad.
Wow,
Wow, is it bad?
Hey, what about all the stars? It doesn't matter. They can't play.
My thing is this. I like that. I need to see, because it's been since 2010 was the last time Alabama's lost 3 times in a year.
I think they're losing 3 times this year.
I need to see how Nick Saban bounces back. They've been flirting with this, and it was inevitable.
They should already have 3 losses.
They should, but they didn't.
I know.
Because here's the thing about a team like Alabama and Georgia, because I still think Georgia's bored. I do. I know Kenny doesn't believe me.
Here's all I'm telling you, my man. You love future bets.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's incredible value. Michigan plus 1,600 to win the national title. I think there's a lot of value there. Ohio State at plus 170, no value. I think Michigan is the business. I think the physicality they play with. I think the balance they play with. Look, Tennessee is fun. I love Tennessee. I love the creamsicles. You're not winning a natty playing the way they play. You're not.
You're not. But the thing is, when you look at certain teams, Mike, Alabama may be bad, but bottom line is they still have athletes.
That's fine.
Do you have enough athletes to match them player for player?
All right, so
and as you like to say, Vegas doesn't like giving out discounts.
So here's the deal. If I line up Michigan against Alabama right now, I would take Michigan, and here's why. Bryce Young may not survive the day. He was battered all day Saturday. Every game he's played, Rico, if we're honest about it, he got killed at Texas. That O-line can't protect. I would give Michigan the advantage at running back. I'd give Michigan the advantage at O-line. I would give Michigan advantage at skill positions outside. They have better receivers and better tight ends. I've never been able to say that before in a Michigan-Alabama matchup.
Even over the Alabama running back. Wow.
I love Jahmyr Gibbs. What I'm saying is Gibbs is being used so much as a pass catcher. It nullifies a lot of his ability as a back. I have Donovan Edwards and Blake Corum. You want to call it a push, call it a push.
No. Somebody asked me that, and I think I was telling Cookies on Saturday. Honestly, I would say pick him.
That's fine.
Yeah.
The point is, and if I go defensively, I would take Michigan secondary because Bama has shown their ass all year. And no, I can't take Michigan's D-line over Bama's, but my point to you is,
when you think about it, like this is a Bama rebuilding year.
Right.
And they're still in the top.
Right. So here's my point, guys. I think the national champ's coming from the Big Ten, more specifically the Big Ten East. It's Ohio State and you. We talked about how, in all likelihood, there'd only be 2 ranked teams in the Big Ten when you played. I'm pretty sure we've arrived at that point. Penn State, sorry, thanks for coming. I want to know from Michigan fans whether you are ready mentally to be hurt. Are you willing to put it all on the line? Because I'm telling you, that performance on Saturday was one of the most impressive Michigan wins in a decade.
And here's the thing. Yeah, you're right. I think that's going to be one of their ranked teams. I think you broke Penn State. And unlike, I'm going to give you credit because Penn State had the number 10 next to their name. Very similar to early in the year, we thought Notre Dame was going to be better, and I think Ohio State kind of broke them. Ohio State broke them in that game, and they were never the same since. I think Michigan broke Penn State.
Well, you're going to find out in the coming weeks.
I think Penn State is probably going to finish out the year losing more games than they will win because that was just flat out embarrassing.
I'll wait for people to make fun of James Franklin's contract the way they do Mel Tucker.
That's not going to happen.
All right, then. So, yeah, that's where we open the show today. I mean, I'm going to do some NFL because a Lions-free weekend was bliss, except it only made me angrier. We get to that later in the show. Look, Michigan fan, if you're scared, you can just say it. But It's easy for me. In the years where Michigan State is awesome, I just say it. In the years you're awesome, I just say it. Yeah. This
year's different, though, because in the year, like last year,
no one was beating Georgia.
I tried to say Georgia was just that much better than you. Right. Georgia and Alabama were going to play each other again
but this right
in the
now,
national title game.
Right here, right now, I don't think Michigan would be bigger than a 7-point dog. Honestly, if they played Georgia today, I'd have a very hard time taking Georgia. I really would. You can laugh.
This is when, man, I wish they had the 12-team playoff. I think it would be so awesome.
It would be totally wide open this year. And that's why.
Matchups.
Michigan has the ability to do this. I've never said that. I've never, in my time in Detroit, said they could win a national title. I really believe this is the year you have an opportunity. And, yes, you may not beat OSU, and you may get left out of the playoff. I mean, I don't want to get into scenarios of, well, one loss, this. Guys, let it play. We're not even into November. Just let it play.
Because an interesting scenario may pop up, and it was very similar to last year, where the SEC title game could be a rematch of Alabama-Tennessee. And if Alabama wins, similar to last year.
Alabama's Michael Myers. You got to cut his head off and throw it off a bridge.
And it still doesn't matter because he'll come back 2 years later.
Right, the head shows up on a plate and kills you.
That's what I say. Alabama will always be the gold standard, and they're down.
They stink.
So this is a year. If you ever played Alabama, you could beat them.
So look, while you guys are figuring out your emotions, I will throw the number out. And I want to know if you're willing to go to the place that I'm going. The national champion is going to be you or Ohio State. And your game will be a de facto playoff game.